Twilight. This wasn't that bad. So, this is the first movie in the Twilight series, and I want to start by saying I watched it on 4K, and honestly, this looks really good. Like, this is the only one available in 4K at the moment, but I really hope they release the rest of the series in 4K, because this looks actually really, really good. But moving on to the actual movie. You might remember Twilight as being, like, horrendously bad, like, kind of lame and just not good. And you'd be right. It's all of those things. It is not a good movie. However, it is an entertaining movie, and sometimes that's more important. Like, is it deep? Does it have, like, a good story and, like, some really interesting lore? No, not at all. Not even a little bit. But it's funny. Like, unintentionally, but it's really funny. Just the way Edward acts in this movie is hysterical, especially before you know, like, if you don't know anything going into it. The first time she really meets Edward and she sees him, he just, like, covers his face.
Hi.
That's funny. Like, that's just funny. I don't think it's meant to be funny, but it really is. Also, they recreate the cover of the original book where the hands with the apple, by Bella knocking over an apple and, like, him kicking it and, like, it plopping into his hands. And it looks terrible. Like, it's a fun little, you know, haha, look, the cover. But, like, just as a, like, moment in the movie, it looks horrendous. Like, it looks super awkward. But it's fun. Like, it's funny. And this kind of just keeps going throughout the movie. Like, the movie is like just a giant meme now. But it's hard to say anything bad about it. Like, it looks good, for the most part. Again, in 4K, it looks really good. And it has a great cast. Like, how do you fuck up a movie with this kind of a cast, right? Like, Robert Pattinson has gone on to be in tons of great movies since then. Obviously, there's, like, the Batman, but he's done other stuff. The Lighthouse comes to mind immediately, but again, he's done a lot of really good movies since this. Like, he's a good actor. He's a very good actor. And somehow he's just not good at this. Like, just not good. The same thing for Kristen Stewart. She's been in a lot of good movies, and she's usually not bad. Like, she has a bit of a typecast in some of them, but she's often not bad in her movies. She's a good actress, but she's terrible in this. It's all bad. Anna Kendrick is actually pretty fun. Anna Kendrick is actually, like, probably doing the best work in this movie, like, when compared to her other roles. She's very funny in this movie. Like, she's trying to be funny, I think. I hope so. She's funny, but she's about as funny in this as she is in, like, Pitch Perfect or something. So, but again, the cast is actually pretty good. And yet somehow they've made one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But also, it's one of the best movies that I've ever seen. It's hilarious. It's unintentionally fun, but it's still fun. Just a quick touch base on the plot points here. Bella falls in love with a vampire. That's really it. It's just like a young adult, I guess, romance novel. It's fun. I read the books in high school. They're nothing special, but it's an okay series. I think it gets a lot more hate than it deserves. Sometimes, we'll get to Breaking Dawn later, but for the most part, I think it gets more hate than it actually deserves. It's not that bad, but it's also not good. Like, it's not, like, the greatest series ever written or anything like that. The way it blew up, it definitely is way more popular compared to its, you know, quality, but we can say that about a lot of shitty book series. Some that we won't be talking about at all, ever, again. Thanks. But, you know, it's whatever. It's an okay book, and the movies are pretty good. In this case, this is probably, like, the second worst movie in the series, to be honest, but That's actually not that bad. Like, I would argue there's only one really bad Twilight movie in the series, and we'll get to it when we get to it, but for the most part, I think they just get better as they go on. And this is probably the worst one, but it's not, like, a bad movie. I will say the one, like, true negative thing I have to say about this that just actually, like, is an annoyance, the way they show Edward's powers, like the super speed, looks horrendous. I'm sorry, it looks bad. They fix it as the series goes on. Like, as the series goes on, it gets a little bit better in every movie, and by the end of the series, it actually looks okay. But in this first one, it's like a fast-forwarding effect, and he's kind of just, like, jumping around. It's really bad. It's really awkward. From a special effects perspective, it's not good. I can't argue that that's actually good. And it's not even, like, funny bad. Like, a lot of the things that don't work in this movie on, like, in a way that they want them to work, like, the emotional moments aren't super emotional. The action is not very actiony, but they all still kind of work in, like, you get the idea of what's going on, and it's still fun. It's funny. It's entertaining. And that's really all a movie has to be. This obviously is not, like, some deep narrative or anything like that. It really is just slop to entertain you. So, like, as long as it's entertaining, I don't see a real problem. And in this case, most of the things that don't work in the way they intended still do work in a fun or funny way. And the real exception here is just, like, some of the way they show off the powers are not good. The vampire stuff, a lot of it just does not look good. There's obviously, like, the memes of, like, the body of a killer, and, like, the line itself is hilarious. It is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But also the way he looks just is not very good. Like, it looks kind of shitty. Again, this is something that gets better as time goes on. But in this movie, it doesn't look very good. That could be a budget thing. Maybe they just didn't have a huge budget for this movie. I didn't bother to look up the budget for fucking Twilight. But maybe they just couldn't afford, like, better effects, I guess. But the movie made good money. And by the end of the series, it's making huge amounts of money. So I imagine that's why it got better. Overall, pretty good movie. Do I recommend watching it? Maybe. If you like Twilight, like, if you've seen Twilight or read Twilight and you're, like, 30 now and you haven't read or watched it since high school and you think it's cringe and stupid, go back and watch it. It's fun. It's a lot more fun than you may remember. If you've never read Twilight, if you were never in the Twilight fandom, especially as a teenager, it's probably not going to be for you. I don't think it really works in a way, like, if you're not invested already, that it adds anything. It's just not that good. A lot of the things that are good come from knowing that it's kind of bad and just enjoying it anyway. And also, it just is a movie that feels like it's past its time. It's not, it came out at a moment and it kind of had its moment. I think it's only fun now if you are part of that and still, and still want to enjoy it. If you were part of that moment where it was, like, a huge, like, phenomenon and everything was going on, and you don't like it now, like, you don't think you'll like it anymore, trust me, it's good. It's funny in that way. It's kind of like a self-deprecation here. Making fun of the things you used to love in high school. It's fun in that kind of way. But if you're a little too self-serious, or if you've never seen it or never read the books, probably not going to like it. There's nothing special going on here. It's not that good. It's just fun. It's just a fun movie. On the other hand, get drunk, watch it at, like, a midnight movie theater or something. Like, I could see this pulling, like, a Rocky Horror in, like, 20 years and being, like, on the midnight circuit, people get drunk and bullshit with the movie. I could see that being a lot of fun as well. I think that's where this movie's gonna land. It's not a very good movie, but I think it'll get its little cult following, and to be honest, it kind of already has. Like, I bought this shirt at Hot Topic, or actually I bought this at Spencer's, but they sell this at, like, Hot Topic, Spencer's, whatever, today. Like, this is new. Like, this is a new piece of merch from the movies. Getting a cultural relevance back again, I think, as, like, a revisionist kind of aspect. Like, yeah, we know it's kind of lame. Yeah, we get it's kind of dumb. but it's fun in that way. And I could see that continuing to be the trend, especially as we get older. You know, the younger generations start to see it and stuff. I could see them being like, you know, this is what you thought was like good. This was the cultural phenomenon for, you know, my parents or whatever. Yeah, kind of. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're gonna do the next couple of movies just all in a row. But yeah, thanks for watching.